Hey everybody, today I have a 2009 Mercury Milan 3-liter, and the problem this person was having is she was saying that sometimes it doesn't start. So we finally got it to act up and it needs a starter, and the starter is buried down here next to the battery, so you have to take the battery and the battery tray out. It looks pretty easy to get out once you take some stuff off. Let me show you what the starter looks like. Here is the starter. The starter actually just bolts to the top of the transmission here, and then there's the gear that slides into the flywheel. You have your 2 wire connections. You have your battery connection here and your start wire here. And how we figured out what was wrong with this, I had to use my custom-made super long test light. Here, Gigi, can you hold this film for me for a second? I know you're doing an oil change. So what I had to do is I had to take my super long test light that I have made and come down and touch this port on the starter in the car, and then have G Junior try to start it to see if the light would come on. And the light would come on, but the starter was not engaging. That is telling me that the Bendix of the starter is bad, so we have to put a whole new starter on. All right, let me get over here and let me take the battery out. Pretty self-explanatory. You've got a bolt here, a nut here, 2 battery terminals. Let me get the battery out, and we'll come back and see how we have to take the battery tray out. Got the battery out. So like I said, it's 2 8mm nuts for the positive and the negative terminal, and then there's a 10mm bolt here and a 10mm nut here for the cable, and then the hold down bracket. Battery comes out, no problem. All right, so now we have to get the battery tray out. Just to let you know, I've never done one of these before, so we're doing it together. All right, so it looks like we have another 10mm here and a 10mm here. Looks like there's some wires that are plugged into the battery tray, so I'll have to get those popped off. Let me get this, and we'll see if we can get the battery tray out. I'll come back and show you exactly what to remove, but we know we have to remove these 2 and some connections first. So let me get that done, and I'll come back and show you. All right, so I got the 2 nuts out there. There's a wire connection here you have to pop. There is a wire connection here you have to pop. Wire connection here you have to pop. And then this wire connection slides off. Now the battery tray comes out. Still looks pretty crammed in here. So let's get a light. And there is the back of the starter right here. Oh, there we go, that looks a little better. Let's pull the cables there. So there's the starter. Here are the wires that go to the starter. You really can't see very well. Let me get the light down here. How come the lights never sit the way you want them to sit? Come on, magnet. Let's get in here. There. All right, so I don't know how I got the camera pulled that way. All right, so when you pull this back, here is the electrical connections to the starter, here and here. We'll disconnect those. And then we're gonna have to try to probably fish down through here to get to the bolts. So let me get the electrical connections off and maybe a bungee cord to hold this out of the way. And we'll see what else we have to do. Hopefully the starter will just slide out through this hole. So let me get the wire connections off and try to get the bolts off. All right, so I was able to sneak, where did I do it? Oh, here it is. I was able to sneak this universal socket and extension down through here to get to the front bolt on the starter. Actually, you can kind of, I don't know if I can get the camera in there to see it or not. Can you see the hole right there? So there's the front bolt, and then the back bolt, you come through here to get to the back bolt. So let's see, is the starter, okay. Starter is now loose, and now you just have to get it up over top of the transmission. Whoops, sorry. Starter's loose. Okay. We just have to get it over top the transmission cable. If we can't get it, we might have to disconnect the transmission cable. I'm gonna need both hands. Let me see if I can get it out without taking the transmission shifter cable off. Okay, I still couldn't get the starter out. So one of the problems is the transmission dipstick tube is in the way. So there is a 8mm bolt that bolts those two together. As you see, the starter's nice and loose now. That was trapping the starter in. And then I went ahead and took the 3 bolts that hold the transmission shift lever in, and I got that pushed out of the way. So now let me see if I can get the starter to fish out of here. All right, I'm still catching on the dipstick tube, so you're gonna have to get it over top the dipstick tube, over top of the shifter cable. There we go. And hopefully it'll slide out. I think I'm gonna need both hands, because now I'm getting caught up on the transmission shifter cable. I still might have to disconnect that and get that out of the way. Let me dive back in here with both hands to see if I can get it out. But there's the starter right there. As you can see, it's slowly coming out. I can just twist it. I can probably get it out. Let me get both hands in there and twist it, and I'll come back. All right, I got the starter out. I had to lift up on these positive cables to get it out. And as you can see, I have all this loose. So the starter is gonna slide right back in. There's the mounting. So let me get a good shot of that. And there's the top of the transmission. There's the ring gear on the flex plate where the starter engages. So let me get in here and clean all the dirt out, and we'll get the new starter put back together. So basically, it's going to be a reverse. You're going to slide the starter in. You're going to bolt the transmission. Oh, there you go. You can see right there where the transmission dipstick bolts up, and that was actually keeping it. The starter was trapped underneath this right here. So that's your start wire. All right, so let me show you up here's the old starter. Here's the old starter. Original starter. I think this thing has well over 100,000 miles on it. So we'll get the new starter in and taken care of. All right, let me get it all put back together, and we'll come back when we're done. Oh, here's a tech tip I forgot to tell you that I always do now. I always pre-test the starters before I put them in the car. So what I've done, I've got my booster pack here. I've got my negative to the body of the starter. I have my positive to the positive starter. So now all I need to do is take a screwdriver and jump the solenoid, and let's make sure that the starter works. Usually do it 3 times. This starter appears to be working good. So now I'll go ahead and install it. Always double check and make sure the starters work, because I've had them where they don't work and you put them all the way back in, and then you have to do the job all over again. And some of these starters are not that easy to do. So let me get it all back together now. We'll come back and see if the car starts and runs. Alrighty. We got everything back together, the dipstick tube bolted in, the shifter linkage bolted in, the battery tray, all the wires on the battery tray, the battery's in. So let's see if it starts. One, two, oops. 3. Alrighty, it seemed to have fixed the problem. I slipped on the last one, and that starter is definitely spinning the motor over a lot faster than the old one. All right, everybody, so there you go. That's how you put a starter in a Mercury Milan. It should be the same as the Ford Fusion of this year, and I already forgot what year this is. 2009. The 2009 Mercury Milan starter replaced with a 3-liter. It should be the same on the 3-liter Ford Fusion. All right, everybody, thanks a lot for watching. Please subscribe. You can always do that down there in that corner. Just give me a thumbs up if you like the automotive videos, and please comment.